This video sponsored by Meeple Movers. No minimum order, no subscriptions. Free shipping on every item, every day. At meeplemovers.com.
Hello and welcome to Brian's Got Game. I'm Brian, and today I've got a game called Tournament at Camelot. Tournament at Camelot is a 3-6 player trick-taking game published by WizKids. In this game, players take on the roles of legendary characters such as King Arthur, Lancelot, and even Mordred in a tournament to find out who is the best. Much like the classic trick-taking games, Tournament at Camelot consists of cards in 4 suits, and players lay down a single card in a trick. One difference is that tricks are bad, and the player who played the lowest card gets the trick and takes damage. The game plays over several rounds until one player's health reaches 0. At that point, the game ends and the player with the most health wins. So, let's check it out, and I'll show you how to get help from Merlin, how to use Godsend cards, and how to win the Tournament at Camelot. So you start by choosing a protagonist from this deck here. So you get a protagonist, and it has a name, and it says protagonist on the top. It has a thing there, and it has some details on the back. But so there's that, and then it says coupled with the green sash. So you find the green sash, and it's the companion. So it has your protagonist and your companion, and it says coupled with on it, and they're the same color. So King Arthur is coupled with Excalibur, and let's do Lancelot. Lancelot and Guinevere. So there's those, but there's also Morgan Le Fay, Mordred, Tristan, Lady of the Lake, and Holy Knights. So, alright, so we've got these, and we're going to put our people over there, here, and there. So each player gets a set of health cards. So the first one is Robust, and it's 400 to 305. Then you go to the next card. It says Stable, and it's 300 to 205. Then you go to Feeble, which is 200 to 105, and then you're on Crippled, which is 100 to 0. So you start on Robust, Stable, and the Robust on top, and each player gets a set of that. They're all exactly the same. And then you get your health tracker, and that goes on 400. And you put your protagonist on top of your companion, so you can only see the threshold on the bottom. So on here, it says, well, this guy is kind of weird. It says available for use at any time, but these other ones say threshold ready for use at 150 health. These are Godsend cards, and we're just going to put these right, we're going to shuffle these, and then put these right here. So shuffle all of the weapon cards, shuffle them, and then deal 12 to each player. 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, and then you gather up all these cards. So this is a trick-taking game, so these cards are in suits, and they have number values. So it looks like we've got swords, sorcery, arrows, alchemy, deception, and I think there's another one. Just doesn't have any of it. No, I think that's it. Yes, it's just sorcery, arrows, deception, and swords. You are now ready to begin. So the player to the left of the dealer always starts. So we've got our suits. Put that over there. And we get to lead. So the thing about this is that when you play, you have to follow suit. If you can't, then you play an alchemy card. If you don't have any of those, you play Merlin or Sorcerer's Apprentice, and I'll get to those when we see some. So let's lead with a, let's go like a 1 of Deception. And then we'll come over here. And I have a Deception, and I have to play it, so that's a 13. It's my only Deception. And I have a 7, a 9, and a 12. I'm going to play the 7. So when resolving these, the first thing you do is you remove cards of equal value. We don't have any of those. So the player who played the lowest card, which is right here, gets the damage. So it's 5 for each card, so that's 5, 10, and 10 for poison. So that is 20 damage. So we don't do that right now. We do it at the end of this tournament. Now if you cannot play, you don't have the suit, alchemy, Merlin, or a sorcerer's apprentice, then you take 5 damage for not being able to participate in the melee. And you discard a card. So we take these, put them in your hit pile. And then the player who just took the damage begins the next melee. So let's go fishing for arrows. Here we don't have anything high enough to beat that. So it's player lowest arrow, we've got 2. Here we go. Well, actually no, it's not winning, it's losing. Let's play actually this 11. So unless he has a 12, this could be, he's got a 15. So we're gonna play that, wait, yeah. We're gonna play the 15, and the 11 takes it, so it's 10 there. So then we start. So play continues, playing all these cards until all of them are gone. So let's see, we've got a 12. So in here, we've got a Merlin here actually. If you play it as like last resort, and when it's played, you assign any card number and suit and value, even if it's already been played. And then when it's taken, it's worth 25 damage instead of 5 or 10. And then, so that's really good for when it's matching. You flip them over, so then other people take the damage. So that's also really good. I don't think we have any sorcerer's apprentices out, so I'll just grab one. Here's one. So this one is the exact same thing, only it's worth 5 damage points instead of 10. I mean, 25, sorry. And then alchemy cards. They look a lot like other cards. They are wilds and worth any value, and they just have value, and it's not any value. It has a value, and it's any suit. And, ooh, I only have 1 sword, and it's a 3, so I'm going to have to play that and take these. Yeah, so I forgot to go over the powers, and that kind of would have swayed it a little bit. Whoops. But here, King Arthur may or may not, add 3 to every sword. Here, Guinevere, before the first melee, you take one of your dealt cards, and you put it underneath, and then all of those are doubled damage. So there's that, and then the sash can be used once, and it undoes damage for a round. And his normal power is when you play deception and lose, is it stays out and the next loser gets it. So we take damage, he can't lose any, at least, well, we're just going to do as much as we played. Normally you'd have a lot more cards. We have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 plus 10 is 35. So we lose 35 damage, so that is 65. Yeah. And then you do that for everybody. Oh, that's 20, 80. Gather all those up, shuffle, and deal again. Now, the player who is most injured is new dealer, so that would be Guinevere over here. So now let's talk about some of these godsend cards. After all damage has been taken, you reveal the top 2 off of here. We're going to go there and there. And then in round 1, in a 3 to 4 player game, the most injured player gets to pick, and then in increasing rounds, it's the most 2 injured, most 3 injured, and so on for each round going up. So I've picked out some cooler ones, and they pick it, and then you can take one off the top, or one of these. When you take it, it's refilled. So I picked some cool ones in here. We've got the dragon. It's Arthur's dream self. You choose one opponent to play the entire tourney round with their cards exposed. That's cool. We got the Holy Grail, and we've got the gift. A beautiful jeweled cloak that, when put on, bursts into flames. Good thing Arthur had the messenger try it on first. So the recipient of this gift must tally his weapon hits as follows. Swords are valued at 0, sorcery and deception is doubled. And then Alchemist is cool. You can use the alchemy cards whenever you want. So I could play my 13 alchemy even when I have cards of that suit. So you continue playing all these rounds until one player reaches 0 health there. And then the player with the most health wins. So right now we're at 400, 380. That would not normally happen, but that player would then win. That's how to play Tournament at Camelot. Okay, I've got my dad here for a parent's opinion. So, Dad, what do you think of Tournament at Camelot?
I thought Tournament at Camelot was awesome. I love trick-taking games.
Yes, you do.
I love medieval themes.
You like medieval themes.
And I love games that have actual text from ancient scripts.
Yes, actual
in
text
them.
from ancient scripts.
I didn't notice that when we played it. When we were talking to WizKids via email, they said, "Oh yeah, there's actual text from, all the ancient stories and histories of King Arthur on the back of the character cards," which is pretty cool.
I pointed those out. Yeah, that is cool. I like the art. The medieval art is really cool. Like something you'd find in an old medieval text.
Yeah.
It's really cool. So this is a trick-taking game. So you play down your cards. It's just basically the decisions of what to play. It's a play on the trick-taking games. Some trick-taking games you want tricks, some you don't. This is one of the ones where you don't.
Yeah, and there's different things you can kind of throw in there. Like if you match a single card that's already out there, that discards a card. So you could get rid of the low ones, and then somebody who thought they were high is now the lowest, and they take the damage. And so that's kind of cool. Yeah. Then you have the godsend cards that change things up, and then you have variable character powers that changes it all up as well.
That too. So components. The box is good. It's a box, and it's a card game, so there's cards.
Yeah, it is like a tarot size cards.
You don't like those.
No, those aren't my favorite, but
it works.
It does.
It works.
So the character cards have kind of some text on them, so where you would really need
the tarot size,
the larger size. But
and then they did a good job on making the cards fit the tarot size.
Right, but the ones that just have the suits on them,
they made it work.
You don't need those.
It isn't all squished like on a normal playing card.
True. So
and they made the background look really cool on the cards. I'll give them that.
They did a good job with the graphic design. It really fits
really
and works really well.
And there's a little cardboard token, a +3 for King Arthur.
Yeah, there's a couple tokens in there. The heart one.
Oh, the heart one.
And then there was another one with an angel on it or something.
And we've already kind of gone ahead of ourselves into artwork. So I talked about the medieval artwork is really cool. It's on all the cards. It's on the box. It's on the rules. You can make stickers.
Yeah, the box cover's cool. It actually has kind of like gold leaf. Like,
it is actually.
Like it's some kind of a text from an old monastery or something. Cool. So yeah, I thought that they had really tied the theme in with the mechanics. You're at a tournament. You're at a tournament. You're duking it out. You're fighting each other, taking damage.
That's not mechanics. That's theme. It tied it in the theme.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever. So I guess I already kind of talked about strategy. Also, choosing what card to play and then following suit with your card. So this one is somebody else is going to win. You don't want to throw in a low card because that would make you lose.
Yeah, and sometimes you can't help. I mean, that's the only card you can have. So there's
the
Merlin cards
that
can match something. There's also the alchemy cards to add in a little bit of wild there. One thing that I don't remember doing is in a lot of trick-taking games, you pass a card to the left or pass a card to the right. I don't remember doing that in any of the games that we played. So you're kind of stuck with what's dealt.
That too. These are for kids. We didn't really play it with anybody younger, and it doesn't seem like you could either.
Yeah, there's a little bit of reading, like on the godsend cards.
Godsend, and then I guess you could understand what the Merlin is, but all the godsend cards.
Yeah, those are just wilds, and you can explain the characters. But yeah, you're right. This is still probably best for middle school age. Once you get the hang of the trick taking, then the suits are just suits and have colors. And
swords, deception.
And the archery and the arrows. So yeah, I would still. This would probably a lot more fun with people who understand trick-taking games and know the in-depth strategy of different card play.
Overall, I really had a lot of fun with this. It has good components, awesome artwork. It's a trick-taking game. They played on that, and we played it. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and like I was saying, they really tied in the theme with the mechanics. You're just taking damage for losing the tricks. Yeah. And you're at a tournament, and then
I guess now that makes sense the way you said it.
Well, yeah, that's what I was saying.
Once you explained it.
We did a trick-taking thing last year. This
Yeah.
one was not a part of it.
It wasn't.
So
I don't
we'll
think we
have
had it at the time.
No, we didn't. We'll have to update.
Yes.
This came out last year. We'll have to update our listing of best trick-taking games. This one
This one
easily
is on it.
is in the top 5 of my favorite trick-taking games.
All right.
Though I guess I will say the one thing that we kind of felt, both you and I both mentioned, it did seem long.
Yes, it is very long. You could play a shortened game and take out like the first card.
Yeah, you could start with maybe 200 health or something like that.
Yeah.
Or 300 health. But yeah, it did seem like...
It is a longer game.
Yeah.
Just something to keep in mind. So yeah, go check it out. Tournament Camelot by WizKids. Thank you for watching. Brian's Got Game. Please like us on our Facebook page. Send us a tweet at Brian's Got Game. Visit our webpage, briansgotgame.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm Brian's my dad. See you next time.